This is Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Welcoming back from Achievement Through Leadership Foundation in Missouri City-Sugarland Alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Mr. Fred Navarre. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. And you brought another board member.
I did.
Mr. Haroon Taylor.
Exactly.
From the Mo City Nupes. Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Good morning.
Go ahead. You can pull the mic up. Get comfortable. Yeah, it's all good. So Christmas time is here. And so every year, at least since I met you, Fred, you guys have done the Toy Story.
Absolutely.
Annual toy drive, the Crimson and Kreme Edition for this year. What happens at the toy drive, Fred?
So what happens at the toy drive is we get together, we encourage individuals in the community, in the Greek community, and also the community as a whole to come together and donate unwrapped toys for children at the CPS Bear program, which that program donates toys to thousands of children per year. As we all know, this year is extremely critical due to Hurricane Harvey. There were so many children and parents that were left with nothing. So this can kind of, take the ease and provide parents with a means of giving toys to their children for Christmas, and also, put children's mind at ease so they don't have to wonder what kind of Christmas they're going to have. As you stated, we've been doing this for years, and so it's a great time for people to get together, mingle, have fun, have some hors d'oeuvres, have drinks, and, just a great fellowship for all.
For the community who wants to participate, what must one do?
Just pretty much come and fellowship with us. Bring an unwrapped toy or several unwrapped toys. We're going to be at the Grove on Wednesday, December 20th from 6 to 9. For those who are not familiar, the Grove is at 1611 Lamar Street in Houston, Texas. It's right across from the Hilton Americas Hotel.
Okay, downtown.
Right. So for those that want to come out and fellowship with us, or for those that don't have the time, they can just drop off toys from 6 to 9 p.m. We'll have someone outside that will be there collecting toys.
Indeed. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Fred Navarre from Achievement Through Leadership Foundation. And is it Haroon or Haroon?
Yeah, Haroon.
Okay. Haroon, you're a board member of Mo City Nupes. Just talk about the community efforts that you all do, because you guys stay busy.
And Haroon is also our past pole mark of Mo City Nupes.
Okay.
One of the best pole marks I've served under, actually. So he can actually give you his take from being able to sit in that seat.
We've been helping out, young kids here for years. It's one of the things that we do as a fraternity is to give back to our community. We've been partnering with the Achievement Through Leadership Foundation for the past couple of years on this Toy Story toy drive, and we're excited once again this year to be participating with them. We're looking forward to a very big turnout. Once again, last year was a huge success, and we're looking for a huge success again this year down at the Grove downtown.
Can you all just talk about just how special and important this one is because of Harvey? I mean, some people are still living in hotels and,
absolutely,
and worried about their kids.
Absolutely. Being an educator, I get to see it every day.
Firsthand.
Right. And so there are a lot of families that have still not recovered from the devastation. So we want to, the chapter and also the foundation, we just want to reach out to these kids this year and do everything we can to make their Christmas bright. We did it for Thanksgiving, as we do every year. The chapter donated, I think it was 50 Thanksgiving turkeys and Thanksgiving boxes to individuals. And you should have seen some of the people that came up. You would have thought that, this was all they had for Thanksgiving, and for many of them, it was all they had. I think a lot of times when we go about our daily lives, we forget that this is real and Harvey did happen, and there's so many families that have still not recovered.
It's going to take years.
Right. So like I said, being an educator, I see it every day, and it's really unfortunate.
And I would also like to say that, especially for this year's toy drive, the benefit will go toward the Bear program. So this is specifically for kids that are in the CPS system that sometimes don't have, or they may be in foster care, and those families that are, housing those particular kids for the holidays, may want to give them a little bit more, and we're definitely here to help them at the same time.
That's amazing. Fred, I'm interested to know, since you do see it on a daily basis with you being an educator, what is the mental health of the children like?
You'd be surprised because a lot of the adults are going through it just like the children are. And I think a lot of them are taking it harder because, they've worked so hard for everything that they have, and everything that they've built was just washed away. The mental health of the students, sometimes they're not going to tell you what they're going through. And, the counselors really are the ones that, kind of dig deep into those issues that they may be facing. But I can tell you, right after the storm, students were coming to school, and it wasn't a pretty sight. I mean, it was almost like a war had taken place. Students didn't have clothes. Students didn't have proper hygiene items. So thankfully, a lot of those situations that they were going through have been taken care of, but there are still students that are in need, and there are students that, are faced with the possibility of not having a Christmas, with toys and with gifts and other things that they may need.
Indeed. So, fellas, for all of the new people who move to Houston all of the time, and I'm sure a lot of them, they go to the outskirts, they go to the lands, and they come to Mo City. Right. So for some, new Nupes that are in town and probably live in Missouri City and want to be a part of the Mo City Nupes, like what should they do in order to be a part?
Okay, there's several ways of contacting us. They can reach out to us on Facebook at Mo City Nupes. They can also contact us on mocitynupes.com, which is our website. We are also Mo City Nupes on Twitter and Instagram. And they can donate through those means, those different sites. They can also, there's a phone number on there that they can call to get in touch with us. And if they want more information on the foundation, they can go to atlfhouston.org. Also, both websites should have the flyer on the website if they want more information on the toy drive.
Okay, so save the date for Wednesday at the Grove, 1601 Lamar Street. It's the Toy Story annual.
1611.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, 1611.
Oh, 1611.
Yeah.
Oh. Don't tell me I'm going to need readers now. 1611 Lamar Street at the Grove, the Toy Story Annual Toy Drive, the Crimson and Kreme Edition, hosted by Achievement Through Leadership Foundation and the Missouri City-Sugarland Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Gentlemen, you stay doing great stuff in the community for your community,
and we couldn't do it
without
the foundation board and without the chapter. So I want to say thank you to the board of directors of Achievement Through Leadership Foundation, and also to all the members of the Missouri City-Sugarland Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
Indeed. And Haroon, any last words, brother?
Just a reminder that we'll be there with open arms, collecting toys from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock on this coming or next Wednesday.
Indeed. Fred Navarre, board chairman of Achievement Through Leadership Foundation, and Haroon Taylor, board member for the Mo City Nupes. I appreciate y'all coming on the program.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good Sunday morning and welcome back to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth. Having in the studio with me the lovely and vivacious Miss Sherry Browning, who is the founder and CEO of Kids Momma Wonda Boogee Incorporated. I said that right?
Finally correct. Kids Momma Wonda Boogee Incorporated. And don't forget, let's boogie, 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 and fill up with Ed-Led.
Okay. Well, welcome to Access Houston. I see you around town and all of the parades and the things around the holidays and at the mayor's inauguration party. Ms. Browning stopped me and was like, hey, I need to get on your show so we can talk about the toy and kids drive and, tax write-off, how folks can, write off some things for their taxes and whatnot. And I'm like, exactly. What do you mean, Ms. Browning? She's like, just have me on. And so now you're here and welcome.
Well, welcome to everyone.
So let's talk about your organization. What exactly does Kids and Momma Wonda Boogee Incorporated do? What services do you provide?
Well, it first started off with talented kids. Mr. Rushan McDonald, he needed someone to fill in for him to look for talented kids. So I was the one that was appointed to do so. And he put me over the Apollo Theater auditions for Houston, Texas. And it just culminated with great talented kids from all over the world from that point on. And it kept going for maybe about 10 years. And that's how we got started.
And what is it that you all offer? Like, what is it that you all do in the community?
When people need talented kids to come and perform for various events or programs or things of that nature, that's what we do. We provide it for them.
Okay. And how can students or children be a part of your organization, your production company, if you will?
Oh, they can just contact me.
And is there an audition process, or how does that work?
It depends on the situation, because the majority of the kids that I have always gotten, like I said, I met them through the Apollo Theater auditioning process. And from that point on, I already know what their skills are. In fact, 1 year, Magic 102, they called me to put on a community event. And one of the little boys, he cried because he didn't win first place for the Apollo Theater audition. So I told him, God got a bigger blessing for you. And so that blessing was when Magic 102 had that community event. Who would have thought that that particular day, it wasn't a large crowd like we normally would have. It was a man watching this young man sing. And he asked him where was his parents, and his parents wasn't that close around at that time, but I was with him. So he said, well, you talk to Miss Browning. She's my manager. And he said, well, I'm from the Barney Show, and I would like for this talented young man to host the Barney Show. That little boy went on to make like $3,000 a week. His grandmother, she got a stipend of the money because his parents traveled a lot, and she had to be a chaperone. And he would be on all the major talk shows, night shows, or whatever. And the one thing I did love about that little boy, he always mentioned Momma Wonda Boogee from Houston, Texas. She told me not to never give up, and God had something greater for me. And that's what happened. And he was with the morning show up until, I think the limit was 12 years old.
Wow. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Sherry Browning, who is the founder of Kids and Momma Wonda Boogee Incorporated. And so each year you all do a toy and gift drive. Normally, when is this toy drive? Is this a year-round thing, or just something around the holidays?
Basically, it is a year-round thing, but sometimes people don't give to the last minute, unfortunately. That's the way it is sometimes. But this year, the portion that we don't get the most gifts is for our teenagers. And we have a lot of incredible teenagers that deserve better. They deserve to get something for Christmas. Yeah.
And so the drive, where can people drop off these toys and gifts? Since it's year round, when and where can people drop off their toys and gifts?
It's Russell and Smith Ford Honda Mazda, 2900 South Loop West, Houston, Texas, 77054. That's near the NRG Stadium.
Okay.
The Kirby exit.
Okay.
Yes, next door to Chacho's.
And anytime throughout the year?
Anytime throughout the year. They'll be more than glad to collect the toys. And not only just toys, like I said, we're looking for items for teenagers as well, and that would consist of electronic devices. They like those new, what we used to have was skateboards.
And now they got the little, what they call hoverboards, but nobody's hovering.
But a particular kind, because some of them do blow up. We want the ones that are safe for them. And, like little electronic devices help them, and also gift cards. They help them a lot.
Okay.
Yes.
And what would make a child eligible to receive the toys and the gifts?
Now, they do have to, the requirement is to be a low-income bracket.
Okay.
You know, now there are some exceptions to some kids because they do a lot of volunteering. And I think if you do a lot of volunteering and you can prove to me that's what you do on your spare time, you're eligible as well. You should get something for Christmas.
Absolutely. And to show their eligibility, is there a website that they go to? Do they call you?
Yeah, they just give me a call, or they can Facebook me, inbox me as well. And it's like Miss Claus Toy Drive.
Miss Claus Toy Drive.
Yes, like Miss Claus.
And that's where, you know, I see you around the city a lot, you know, dressed as Mrs. Claus. Here recently at Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee's Christmas party toy drive that she had down at George R. Brown. And you know, you bring so much light, and I can tell when the kids see you that, you know, they just light up and they're excited to see Mrs. Claus. And how does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel good, but that particular day that you saw me last, it wasn't so good because I hadn't got the agreement settled with the dealership to drop off the toys. So I was afraid that I wouldn't have enough toys for the kids. So when they asked for the Miss and Mr. Clauses to come forth and stand to the side, I didn't want to stand aside because I didn't want any kids to be disappointed if they didn't get some toys for Christmas.
And so when is it that these kids can receive the toys?
Mainly, we start around the 19th of December. They can start. Now, I have gone to a lot of churches, and the last day have been like New Year's. New Year's, or maybe New Year's Eve, giving out toys because people give toys late. So there are kids that didn't get toys. They are eligible to get toys that way.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, thank you for stopping by and us getting the word out about your organization. Ms. Sherry Browning from Kids Momma Wonda Boogee Incorporated. Once again, give them the information as to where they can drop the toys off, how they can get in contact with you for eligibility to receive the toys, and when the toy drive is.
It's Russell and Smith Ford Honda Mazda, 2900 Southwest, Houston, Texas, 77054.
Okay.
The number is 713-363-2232. Or you can call Miss Connie Ford. Her number is 713-291-0041.
And to be sure that, to make sure that the teen and the child is eligible, how do they get in contact with you to make sure that they are eligible?
Okay, it's on Facebook, like Miss Claus Toy Drive. And the direct number is 832-287-5909.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And I know that I will see you out and about throughout the city. And is there anything else that you would like to say to the good people of the great city of Houston?
Happy New Year.
And you have been listening to Access Houston.
We'll be back with more Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.